The Addams Family and the Munsters. Meet in New York. Chapter 1, Arrival in the Big Apple. The Addams family's arrival in New York was nothing short of spectacular. Their gothic, Victorian-style car, driven by the ever-faithful Lurch, turned heads as it rolled down Fifth Avenue. Gomez, with his ever-present cigar, looked out the window with a gleam in his eye. "Ah, New York! The city of dreams and nightmares," he exclaimed. Morticia, elegant and serene, nodded in agreement. "It's simply enchanting, darling. I can feel the dark energy pulsing through the streets." Meanwhile, the Munsters were having their own unique experience. Herman Munster, towering and cheerful, was practically bouncing with excitement. "Look at all the tall buildings, Lily. It's like a giant playground." Lily Munster, ever the voice of reason, smiled indulgently. "Yes, dear, but remember, we need to find our hotel first." Grandpa Munster, with his mischievous grin, was already plotting their first adventure. "I hear there's a haunted tour of the old subway tunnels. We must go." As fate would have it, both families had booked rooms at the same quirky, old-fashioned hotel in the heart of the city. Their paths were destined to cross, leading to an unforgettable adventure. Chapter 2, A Chance Encounter. The sun was shining brightly over Central Park, casting long shadows from the towering trees. It was a perfect day for a stroll, and both the Addams and Munster families had decided to take advantage of the beautiful weather. The Addams family wandered through the park, drawing curious glances from passers-by. Wednesday and Pugsley were busy trying to catch squirrels, while Uncle Fester was fascinated by the street performers. Gomez and Morticia walked arm in arm, enjoying the chaos around them. The Munster family was equally conspicuous. Herman's towering figure and green complexion made him stand out, while Grandpa was busy trying to sell his homemade potions to anyone who would listen. Lily and Marilyn were taking in the sights, and Eddie was chasing after his pet dragon, Spot. As fate would have it, the two families converged near the Bethesda fountain. Herman, not watching where he was going, accidentally bumped into Lurch, causing both of them to stumble. "Watch where you're going, big guy," Herman exclaimed, looking up at Lurch. Lurch, towering even over Herman, simply groaned, "You rang?" Gomez, ever the diplomat, stepped forward with a broad smile. "Ah, a fellow enthusiast of the macabre. I am Gomez Addams, and this is my family." Herman, realizing the misunderstanding, laughed heartily. "No harm done. I'm Herman Munster, and this is my family." The two families introduced themselves, each more intrigued by the other. Morticia and Lily exchanged compliments on their gothic attire, while Grandpa and Uncle Fester immediately bonded over their love of bizarre experiments. As they chatted, it became clear that they had much in common. Both families reveled in the strange and unusual, and they quickly decided to spend the rest of the day together. Their first stop was a spooky-themed restaurant that Gomez had heard about. The dimly lit establishment was decorated with cobwebs and skeletons, making both families feel right at home. Over dinner, they shared stories of their past adventures, laughing and bonding over their shared love of the eerie and the eccentric. By the end of the evening, it was as if they had known each other for years. They parted ways with promises to meet up again the next day for more adventures in the city. The next day, the Addams and Munster families set out to explore more of New York City. Their first stop was the iconic Statue of Liberty. The families took a ferry ride to Liberty Island, where they marveled at the grandeur of the statue. Herman and Gomez couldn't resist climbing to the top, much to the amusement of their families. Times Square was their next destination. The bright lights and bustling crowds were a stark contrast to their usual surroundings, but they embraced the chaos with open arms. Wednesday and Pugsley were fascinated by the street performers, while Eddie and Marilyn enjoyed the various shops and attractions. The Empire State Building was another highlight of their day. The families took the elevator to the observation deck, where they enjoyed breathtaking views of the city. Grandpa Munster and Uncle Fester, ever the pranksters, tried to spook the other tourists with tales of ghosts and monsters. As they continued their sightseeing, the families encountered all sorts of interesting characters. From costumed mascots to eccentric street vendors, the city was full of surprises. The children were particularly thrilled by the sights and sounds, and even Lurch and Grandpa Munster couldn't help but be impressed by the city's energy. Mishaps and mayhem. Of course, no day with the Addams and Munster families would be complete without a few mishaps. At one point, Herman accidentally knocked over a hot dog cart, causing a minor commotion. Meanwhile, Pugsley and Eddie managed to get themselves stuck in a revolving door, much to the amusement of passers-by. Despite the chaos, the families had a wonderful time. They laughed and bonded over their shared love of the strange and unusual, and by the end of the day, they felt even closer than before. Dinner at a haunted restaurant. As the sun began to set, the families made their way to a haunted-themed restaurant that Gomez had heard about. The dimly lit establishment was decorated with cobwebs and skeletons, making both families feel right at home. Over dinner, they shared more stories and laughter, deepening their bond. By the end of the evening, it was clear that this was the beginning of a beautiful friendship.